It's Niajae. I am here with Jennifer Lindley. I met Jen and I was so inspired by her story that I had to introduce her to the Glam Biz Women. Jen is one of the co-founders of Happy Healthy Mamas, and I want her to tell her story of how the business came about.
Thank you. Well, I'm so happy to be here, and Happy Healthy Mamas was something that kind of we created it organically because of a need that some friends and I had to live our best life. We had corporate jobs, or we were working for the government, and we were starting to have families and young children, and we were really struggling with the work-life balance that everyone strives to achieve. And so we decided to get together and make a big change, a change that would benefit all of us. So we created a network of like-minded mamas. Some are mamas of human babies, and a couple of us are mamas of fur babies too. And we decided that, you know, there was a lot of competition among mothers and one-upmanship and judgment in the community of moms, and especially working moms. And we wanted to create a different community that was supportive and that shared tips and tricks. And, you know, I think we all strive to do things simpler, greener, better for the environment, healthier for ourselves and our families. And so we created Happy Healthy Mamas to strive to create a community where moms could get together, women both working inside the home and outside the home as well, to share ways to live our best lives. And that's what we've done, and it's been fantastic.
Awesome. One of the things that really stood out to me is they have parties. You have smoothie parties, and they do parties that you do food prep?
Yeah, so meal prep, smoothie parties. So one of the things that we loved to do when we would get together is ladies' nights, but we also wanted to do ladies' nights that also had a dual purpose. So we felt like we were multitasking a little bit and being able to achieve something other than the camaraderie of getting together with a glass of wine and laughing and having a good time. So we create events where we can get together and just share best practices. We do have smoothie parties where you can make you prep all the smoothies and freeze them so that you've got a meal on the go that's good, that's got vegetables and protein in it anytime you need it, so that you're not tempted to pick up fast food or eat processed food on the go. We do health chats through live Facebook events that have been really popular, where we'll pick a topic that seems to really resonate with a lot of our community, whether it be back to school health, keeping your kids from getting sick when they start getting exposed to all the new kids in their classroom. We've done health chats on a number of different topics. Allergies is a big one, especially in Florida, you know, how to fight allergies naturally. And the products and principles that we use are very holistic, very natural. We use a lot of botanicals. Instead of just going straight to medicating ourselves, you know, we look at the whole picture and see, well, you know, all the things that contribute to health: diet, nutrition, lifestyle, for sure. And then one of my favorite things that we do once a month is a 5-day reset. We create a private Facebook event, and anyone can join that wants to participate, and you can be anywhere all over the country. And we support each other with accountability and a very defined meal plan that everyone follows for 5 days. And it's just a great reminder of healthy habits. And it's not just what you put in your body, it's how much sleep you're getting, how much exercise you're providing yourself. You know, exercise is a gift, it's self-care, and it's one of the things that a lot of people end up not getting to each day in their busy lives. So it's just getting back to basics. It's nothing, you know, crazy. You know, we don't do a lot of detox cleansing or anything that's a little over the top for some. I think it's just getting back to the basics of protein and more vegetables and less sugar, less fats, less processed foods. And it's 5 days of clean, healthy living and eating, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. I think it's an amazing idea. but you haven't always led a healthy life, and that's how Healthy Happy Mamas came about. So can you share that story with us?
Absolutely. So I definitely didn't always practice what I preach now. When I was in my 30s, I was at the top of my game in corporate America. I had a really nice six-figure job, but I was working 100% commission, long hours, very stressful work in the financial industry. And I didn't like my job. I didn't like waking up to 200 new emails that I knew I would never be able to return in one day. So, you know, I was constantly going into my job already feeling like I've disappointed people and letting myself down and just not really taking care of myself through all that stress. All of that stress over time can do a lot of crazy things to your body. And for me, it triggered an autoimmune disease that came out of the blue. I was only 35. I had 2 young kids and a career that I had built over 14 years. And my world just turned upside down. Within about 60 days, I went from feeling okay and managing to not even being able to get out of bed without help. And, you know, I had systemic pain from head to toe and everything ached, and the inflammation throughout my body was just intense. And I saw a rheumatologist, and the first thing that they did was put me on chemo. He said, well, you've got rheumatoid disease, and we've got to attack it with everything Western medicine has. And so I was on low dosage chemo for about 2 years. It was miserable. It did let some of the symptoms subside, but then I was fatigued and nauseous all the time. And, you know, the nausea and fatigue kept me from being able to live my life. Yeah. And so I was pretty desperate to find a different way. I wasn't able to work for those years, so I had depleted a lot of the savings that I had worked really hard to build during my career. And I was watching my kids grow up on the sidelines, and that was really tough. I wanted to be more active and energetic with them. So I saw a nutritionist. And she said, you know, Jen, the chemo is attacking the symptoms, but you're not doing anything to get to the source of why you're inflamed in the first place. And so we just went back to basics, and she taught me things about nutrition that we learn in school, but you don't really pay attention to necessarily on a day-to-day basis. And I did an elimination diet where we kind of just started back to square one and reintroduced every food group one at a time. And then I just paid attention to my body and the signs it was telling me, what felt okay, what hurt, you know, was the inflammation worse with this food than with this food? And I just charted everything. And within about 60 days, we were able to eliminate all of the things that were causing me pain. The outcome of feeling better was almost immediate, because I wasn't putting those proteins in my body that my body could no longer tolerate. And it was a game changer for me. It really was. And I stopped the chemo fairly immediately, and I haven't had a flare since. And it's been several years now. Yeah. So, and I'm active, and I can play soccer with my kids and ride a bike and hike mountains and all the things that my rheumatologist pretty much guaranteed I'd never be able to do again. Wow. All by changing my diet and supplementing with minerals and vitamins that my body needs to thrive.
That's amazing. It's really amazing the change that we can feel when we take care of ourselves and we're healthy. So you are a distributor for Shaklee.
I am.
And I actually didn't know about Shaklee, and she educated me on it, and it's an amazing company, but I will let you explain.
Yeah, so I was already a firm believer in supplements. That was one of the regimens I started right away when my nutritionist helped me identify what I could do to put my autoimmune disease at bay on my own. And so the supplements were already an important part of my lifestyle, but I always worried about where they were coming from and how pure they were. And you kept hearing stories about recalls and mercury in the fish oil. And I said, you know, I'm relying on these to stay healthy, and I want to make sure I can trust the source and how they're processed and manufactured. And so discovering Shaklee was a beautiful marriage for me because I was already a believer in supplements, but Shaklee provided me with a company that guaranteed purity of ingredients. And Shaklee's been around for 60 years as a company, but Dr. Shaklee invented the first vitamin in 1915. It was called Vitalized Minerals, and it was after he retired from his practice that he created the Shaklee Corporation in the 1960s. So I feel very lucky to be a part of it. Shaklee has a beautiful line of products that you can integrate into your entire home and lifestyle. We've got non-toxic, biodegradable cleaning products. The nutrition line is the most comprehensive nutrition program in the world. They hold a tremendous number of patents on their nutrient delivery system. They have a really smart system where they've altered the coding of the vitamins so that the time release is guaranteed to deliver the nutrients in the right part of the digestive tract at the right time. So
I didn't even know that.
You get the maximum absorption.
Wow.
And that's really important because when I was taking other brands, that was something that I was having to control. My nutritionist would chart for me, okay, take these in the morning without food, take these in the afternoon with food, these at night, but after your 30 minutes after your last meal. And it was just a lot to keep track of. So the time release system, the smart system with the Shaklee vitamin strip takes all the guesswork out of it for you.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And you feel.
Yeah. So Shaklee has allowed you to have more time freedom because you can work from home. And that is one thing that I definitely preach about, not only financial freedom, but time freedom.
Yes.
So how has Shaklee changed your life and your having more time for your family?
I know, it's such a blessing. So Shaklee has 3 ways you can participate in their company. You can just use the products as for personal consumption as a consumer, which a lot of people do and have for decades. You can share the products as a member. You can share with friends and family, but they also give you the opportunity to build a business. And that was the route that myself and my friends at Happy Healthy Mamas chose to do. And we were able to build a business through Shaklee. It is network marketing, and network marketing is fantastic. You know, there's
so many stigmas against it, but this one is, I mean, amazing.
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
Amazing.
And what's nice is there's no competition. There's not a sense of competitiveness within the teams. Everyone that's in Shaklee, it's a family. It's a real family concept. Everyone is very supportive and helpful. You know, at the global conference this year in Orlando, you know, everyone you bumped into was just, well, they're healthy, they're vibrant, they're full of energy, and they're happy because they're living their dream. They're able to do all the things that they want to do. So Shaklee allows you to sell the products and build teams, but you can do it by your own rules. You know, I've got middle schoolers now. I have to be very present. I want to be very present in the lives of my children. I want to be able to travel and do my job from anywhere. And Shaklee allows me to do that.
That's amazing.
And the other thing that's fun is when you're doing something you enjoy, even when you're working, it doesn't feel like work. And this is the first career I've ever had where I can truly say when you love what you're doing, you'll never have a problem with Mondays.
Yeah.
Because you kind of just want to spread the word because you know you're helping people.
Yes.
You're getting paid to help people, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips for women that are trying to balance taking care of kids and running a business?
Yeah, I do. Well, the big thing for me, and it took me way too long to figure this out, is it's kind of like the airplane motto, put your oxygen mask on before you help others. I think that self-care has somehow in our society been reprogrammed as selfish, when self-care is so important to be able to taking care of your family. And I think once I shifted my paradigm on the fact that I can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes.
And if I can take care of myself first, then I have more to give.
Exactly.
And I think as a mom, that was the hardest thing for me to not, just know, but to do every day, to act.
Yes.
And to follow through on is, I want to sacrifice everything for my family, but I have to fill my cup first to be able to do that. And I think that's a huge message, especially for new moms.
Yeah. Women are so selfless, but like you said, my favorite quote is actually, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Mine too.
Yes,
that's my mantra.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Well, and I find that I have to do it first thing in the morning because the day gets crazy. You get excited about projects and you're involved with different things. And, I recently just finished a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And I learned that, if I wake up a little bit earlier each morning and spend 1 hour just devoted on my own personal development and my personal health, then by the time the rest of the house wakes up, I've got everything I need to be able to give back.
Awesome. I always love hearing about new books, and I read a lot. So are there any final tips that you would have for an aspiring entrepreneur or a businesswoman just in general about lifestyle and being happy, fulfillment, just any last words?
I think for me, I always thought that I needed certain unattainable things before I could be a happy, independent businesswoman and still balance the family life. You don't really need money or experience or a higher degree. You need to shift your mindset and you need to get out of your own way. I think our own fears and doubts are really the biggest obstacle we have to success.
Yes.
And once you cast those aside, it's really just limitless. The big thing is, and everyone knows you should have goals and that you should write those goals down. I think everyone knows that much. But I think one step further is to have the patience to live with intention and purpose and make sure that every life decision you make is in alignment with the goals you've written down.
Yes.
Because dreaming is just dreaming unless it becomes doing. And I think it's taking action on those goals. That was a huge aha moment to me. It seems so simple, but I always journaled and wrote things down. I just never followed through on them.
Yeah.
And I think taking those small steps, those small bits of action, and not getting emotionally tied to the results, but just following your process, believing in your process. All the girls on our Happy Healthy Mamas team, we wear a bracelet that says believe. And it's just a quick reminder that all you have to do is believe in the process and the rest just works itself out. And it's been one of the best decisions that we ever made.
Oh, thank you so much. I love her energy, and I actually met all of the Happy Healthy Mamas.
You did, yes.
Their energy is amazing. They're so supportive and so happy and so healthy that I had to bring them on to talk about it to the Glam Biz women. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. If you have any questions about Shaklee products or becoming a distributor, you can click the link below, and definitely like Happy Healthy Mamas on Facebook. It's an amazing group, and the 5-day reset is also something that I am going to offer to the Glam Biz women. So check back, and until next time, love, light, and prosperity.
Thank you.